Hi guys, Karen Miller here, politifeast.com. I wanted us to make today a curry chickpea because I think this is a staple of vegans, and it's something you should always have on hand. Like the marinara sauce, you can do many things with it, and it's a quick breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I think this is something that you should always have on hand. And I usually make like a huge pot. I mean, I do like 6 cups of garbanzo bean to 8 cups of water, and you can double up. You can do 12 cups of garbanzo bean if you have a large pot, very large pot, and you have a large family, or 16 cups of water, which is about a gallon of water. Because the thing is, it's really difficult to tell you how much water, because I cook my garbanzo bean for a very long time, for many hours, sometimes overnight, because I like my garbanzo bean really soft. So if you don't have the time to do that, what you have to do is you can use the organic chickpeas in the can, because the canned chickpeas, garbanzo beans, it's a little bit softer. But I like to buy the fresh, if you want to say fresh, garbanzo bean in bulk, and I soak it, the same beans that I use to make the falafel. I soak it overnight, and then I cook it in a lot of water with a bay leaf, and I cook it for many hours. Or I cook it overnight, because like I said, I like my garbanzo beans, my curry, the garbanzo beans in my curry, I like it really soft. So now let's cook. Let me show you how you do the first step. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to do 6 cups of garbanzo beans, and here I have 8 cups of water. And the only thing I'm going to put in here in this water is I don't have large bay leaves today. I have small ones, so I'm gonna put 2, 3, 4 little bit. See, there are 2 little ones here, and 2 medium size. So I think this is good for 6 cups. So I'm going to put my beans, and that's it, and I cook it for until it's soft. Like I said, I cook it overnight. You can cook it for 3, 4, 5 hours. It depends on how you like your garbanzo bean. It could be 3 hours, it can be 4 hours, or in my case, because I like it really soft, I do it overnight on very low heat. I do it overnight to get that texture that I like. If you don't have the time or the patience, you use the canned garbanzo beans because it is softer. So do not add any salt, because if you add salt, it's going to be harder to cook any kind of beans. I'm sure you know this. So all I do for now is water, bay leaf, garbanzo bean, and I let it cook to my liking. Very soft. And then I'll show you the next step for the curry. So this is it for now, okay? So here I have the garbanzo bean. I just wanted to show you this. So this has been cooking now for about 40 minutes or so, and this is what it looks like. This is one of the cinnamon sticks. I just decided to put it in there because cinnamon flavor is also part of it's a basic curry flavor. So I'm freestyle, so I put, since I had the cinnamon stick, I just threw it in there. You don't have to. This is what it looks like. 40 minutes cooking. This is going to cook for another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours as far as I'm concerned. Okay, but what I wanted to show you is this water here. This is the water. After this cooks, I'm going to take this water and put it in a jar, strain it, and put it in a jar, and this is the water that is the aquafaba, the bean water. This is what I'm going to take and whip it up, this aquafaba, this bean water, and make it look like the egg whites. I just wanted to show you this. This is it. That's it. That's it. This is it. After it's cooked, whether you cook it for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever, you take this bean water, you store it in a mason jar, and this is what you whip up into that egg whitey thing. Okay, guys? Hi again, Karen Miller here. I wanted to continue from yesterday, showing you how to do the chickpea curry. You know, I just saw a chemtrail passed over where I live. So even more reason to eat alkaline producing foods, to feed our body foods that are not going to make it acidic and get us sick, because they put in a lot of things in the air with the chemtrails. We don't know what are these things that they're spraying over us to kill us. They are poisoning the water, they are poisoning our foods. So we have to be very careful how we eat and what we eat. As you know, I only eat once a day, because for me, the less I eat, I think the better off I would be, because they're really trying to kill us, and it's not a conspiracy. Trust me. Okay, so let us continue with that chickpea, and I'll show you, about the aquafaba. Okay, so here we have our cooked chickpeas. This has been cooking overnight. This has been cooking for many hours, because like I said to you, I like my chickpea for my chickpea curry. I like it really soft. So if you press up against this, you're gonna see it smashes up. It smashes up against the see, it smashes up there. So it's really soft. So this is how I like it. So I'm going to remove the bay leaves, and I had also put in some cinnamon sticks. This I removed beforehand. So now I'm going to show you what I do to get the aquafaba. The aquafaba is the liquid from the cooked chickpeas. So what I do is I just take, I press the spoon like this, and I collect the water like this. I collect it and I put it in a bottle or something. Okay, so this is what I do. And then I would strain it, and strain it to move. Maybe you might have some smashed pieces there from the chickpeas. So I would strain this before I do my aquafaba, before I start whipping it up, to make that egg, like the white egg thing. So I'll try to remove as much water as possible, because my chickpea curry is not going to be too watery. So I'm going to collect some water from here like this. I press it down for my aquafaba, my liquid, my chickpea water. Okay. Hi guys, so I'm going to show you the ingredients for the curry. So I'm just going to show you all of the ingredients that we're going to use, and then when I get to the stove, I'm going to give you the measurements. I don't have much patience for measurements, I have to be honest with you, because I didn't grow up cooking like this. We threw a little bit of this and we threw a little bit of that, and it always came out delicious. But I know that I have to give you measurements, especially for those of you who don't really cook, don't know how to cook, don't want to cook, whatever. But I know I have to give measurements. I know I absolutely have to do this, and I will do it. And if I miss anything, or I didn't give you a measurement of anything, please, let me know about it, and I'm going to fix that problem. But I have to be totally honest with you. Measurements drive me crazy. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to use. I'm going to go from front to back, because I have a whole list here. So this is about 2 cups of fresh coriander. I'm also going to use some coriander seeds, which coriander seeds and coriander is the same thing. This came from the coriander seed, but the coriander seed is on its way. I don't have any on hand right now. Somebody's off to the store getting some coriander seeds. Then I have some fennel powder here that I did myself, and I have to, sorry about that. I just wanted to show you. I think I showed you fennel seeds before, what it looks like. This is fennel seeds, what it looks like. It looks a lot like cumin seeds, but it's greenish. So what I did was, and cumin is not recommended by Dr. Sebi, but fennel is. So I'm using fennel seeds, and I think I did use the fennel in my stir fry. So what I do with this, I use this raw like this sometimes, but for this particular dish, I wanted the pungency, the flavor to really come out of the fennel seeds. So I roast it. I roasted it. So this is why it looks like this, like a dark brown. It looks like cumin powder, but it isn't. This is fennel seeds, and when you do, I'm going to show you how to roast this. It's not difficult. Maybe I do a bonus video and show you how to do this. Okay, so I'm talking again too much. So we have the coriander, we have the fennel powder, which I roasted from the fennel seeds. We have some allspice powder here. I have a red onion. I have some fenugreek that I think I showed you in another video, the fenugreek seeds that I processed myself into the powder. So this is fenugreek powder. And I'm gonna use some cayenne pepper, some red pepper flakes. This is optional, but I love pepper. Some onion powder. Make sure this is organic and non-irradiated. Some red bell pepper. Some scallions or green onions. Some ginger. I wanted to say something about ginger. This ginger, if you look at it, you would see that it's frozen. I just took it out of my freezer. You should always freeze ginger, because if you don't and you let it sit out in the kitchen or somewhere on the counter, it's just going to shrivel up and die. I have had this ginger in my freezer for months and months and months. Ginger keeps very well in your freezer, and all you do when you're ready to use it, you chop it, you grate it on a microplane, and you have it forever. Okay. And I'll use some bay leaf, some thyme, some savory. Okay, so these are all the ingredients, and I'm going to use some vegan butter. Okay, so they have all kinds of vegan butters now in the market, so try to get a good vegan butter. Okay, and that's about it. So now let's go to the stove and try to make this curry. Oh, I forgot some plum tomatoes as well. Okay, so I'll see you at the stove. So I'm at the stove now, and let's get ready to prepare this curry so we can put it into the chickpea. I made a mistake about the coriander. I think I said coriander, and it's coriander and cilantro is the same thing. The coriander seed is what makes the cilantro. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. So let's start doing this. Okay, so I have my pot here that I'm going to do the curry. This is on medium high heat. Medium high. And we're going to add our oil. I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of oil, grapeseed oil, to start toasting the spices and the vegetables. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the coriander seed. This is the coriander seed. I have about an 8 cup here because I want a lot of this. I want a lot of this. This is what the coriander seed looks like. So we're gonna toast this. I'm going to toast this for about 2 minutes so the flavor will come out. It's starting to get brown. Then we're going to add our spices. Have 2 teaspoons of fennel powder. One teaspoon of allspice. 2 teaspoons of fenugreek. I want a lot of fenugreek. You could add more if you want. This is the thing, like I told you, I have an issue with measurements. And you should lower the heat because you don't want this to burn, so you should lower the heat. You want the spices to toast, but you do not want it to burn because it's just going to spoil your dish. So I have the allspice, fenugreek, coriander, and fennel powder here. So now this has toasted for about 2 minutes or so. I don't want it to burn. Do not burn it. I'm going to add my onions. So I have half of medium onion here. About this size. Half of this size of onion. It's about medium size. And this is still on medium low. Okay, let's do this on medium low because I don't want you to burn the spices. So let's do this on medium low. Let's do this nice and slow. Then I'm going to add the green onions. So if you like something, so if you like red peppers, then you add more red peppers if you like the flavor of it. This is the thing about recipes. It doesn't matter who is giving you the recipe. You have the ability to modify, to change, and to experiment with the recipe. And you should always try to do that, okay? So now I'm going to add my red peppers. I did a half of this red pepper, okay? And this, I'm doing this for 6 cups of chickpeas that I showed you before. The 6 cups of chickpeas that we boiled. So I'm gonna let this go for about 2 minutes. I think I'm going to add a little bit more oil. I'm going to add my cayenne pepper. Again, this is to taste. Salt and pepper is to taste. I'm going to add some pepper flakes. This is optional. And at this point I would like to add the thyme. So I'm going to put like a bunch of this, and I'm not going to chop it up. I'm just going to put this in here because it's going to eventually disintegrate, and at the end you can pull the stalks out. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this in here. Because I'm not going to chop up thyme and tell you that it's a 1/4 cup of thyme. I'm not going to do that. That's not my style. So you just have to watch what I'm doing. And You could adjust it. You don't have to put all of this thyme. You can put less, you can put more. It's not gonna hurt. And now I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit to medium high, and I'm going to put my tomatoes. I have 3 chopped plum tomatoes here. 3 chopped plum tomatoes. And at this point, I'm going to add my salt because I want the tomatoes to be salted. So I'm going to add about 3 teaspoons of sea salt. This is the coarse sea salt that I use. I like the coarse sea salt. So again, salt to taste, okay? So the salt on the tomato is going to start, the juices from the tomato is going to start getting out because of the salt. So we're going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to get back. So you see here the tomatoes have softened up a bit. So let's continue with this curry. Okay, I'm going to add now the bay leaf, which I should have done before, like two bay leaves. Okay, but that's fine because we're gonna add this to the chickpea, and we're gonna let this cook again for another hour or so, or half an hour, depending on how much time you have, so that all these flavors would get into the chickpea. But what I'm trying to do here is create this curry, this sauce, and then I take this and I pour it into the pot with the chickpea, and I let it simmer again and come together. Okay, so I added 2 bay leaves here. I'm now going to add some onion powder, like two teaspoons of onion powder. This onion powder is a bit lumpy because it's organic and it's non-irradiated. There's no radiation on it. It's going to melt away. It's not a big deal. So 2 teaspoons of onion powder. So you see the onion is totally the tomatoes totally disintegrated now. And then what I'm going to do here, I have my pot close by with my chickpea water. The chickpea water that I showed you that I removed from my aquafaba. So I'm going to add some of the chickpea water, about 2 big spoons, pot spoons of this chickpea water into this. Okay. This is going to be really good. This is going to be one of the best things you have ever had in your life. Okay. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Okay, tomato paste. You can also add some marinara sauce, which I showed you in one of my other videos. So 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Okay. Move this around to dissolve a little bit. This is on medium high now. So this is quite a lot going on here, but this is what is going to give your curry, your chickpea curry, a really, really good flavor. So the thyme, even I didn't chop up the thyme, but of course the flavor is being infused into the curry, right? And then you can remove it before you serve it. So now I'm going to add my ginger. I have about this size ginger here. I don't know if this is chopped up. Maybe it's going to be about a tablespoon if it's chopped up. But sometimes I chop up my ginger, but now I'm just going to shave it off like this. So you get your peeler and you shave off. So you have like slivers of ginger. And the ginger is very, very important in this curry. The ginger is really what is going to give this curry a really great flavor. So this is what you do. You just shave it off like that. You see how the ginger looks like this? Slivers of ginger. So you just keep doing this until it's all gone. And this looks like a lot, but it isn't. And the ginger is really going to give this a good flavor. And ginger is good for you. Ginger is very healthy. Okay? It's going to give you a strong stomach. Strong stomach. Ginger is so good for tummy ache. If you have a tummy ache, you just chew on some ginger and it's gone. Okay? Oops. Anyway. So I have my ginger in here. I'm going to turn up my heat a little bit. So we are almost done with this, with the curry. We are almost done with the curry. So now I'm going to take this and put it. Actually, we're not done. Sorry. We have some savory here. Now this recipe, I used to put peppermint in this, but Dr. Sebi doesn't recommend peppermint, so I decided to put savory instead. So this is the savory. This is about 3 teaspoons of savory, because savory for me is like rosemary and thyme and mint all mixed up together. I think it has that kind of flavor. It has a mintiness to it. This is why I'm using the savory instead of the mint. So this is some savory, about 3 teaspoons. And now I'm going to put my fresh cilantro. You cannot forget the cilantro. So this is a lot of cilantro. This goes in here. Okay, so yeah, I think we're done. I think we are done this time. I think we are done this time. So you see, this is a lot. This is a lot of ingredients. So we're gonna let this cook for a bit, and then we're gonna come back and I'm going to show you how you put this into the chickpeas. Okay? So now I'm getting ready to put this chickpea curry that I made into the chickpea. Okay, and this is the same pot with the chickpea that I cooked, that I removed the aquafaba from. So now I'm going to take this pot and I'm going to put everything in here. Everything in here that we just did is going into that pot with the chickpea. Let me get the rest of it. So what I did, I put this back on. I turned up the heat a little bit to get this going again. And we're gonna stir this in and get this together. You see the leaves from the thyme came off. So all you have to do before you serve this, you remove this thyme here, the stalks. So we're gonna stir this in, and this is looking really good and it's filled with flavor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some water and I'm going to, I don't know, deglaze the pan a little bit, because there's a lot of good stuff in here that I need in this pot here. And besides, I need just a little bit more water in here, because remember I removed the aquafaba liquid, the liquid from here. So I need to just add some more. So this is the liquid that I'm going to add here. Okay, this is good. So now I'm going to let this simmer for another hour or so. You don't have to, but you know, again, I like my curry to, you know, low and slow and long, you see? So all of the flavors would get into the chickpea. And maybe here you could add some more salt, because, and I would, because you know why? My chickpea was not salted. So I'm going to add a little bit more salt here. So we're gonna cover and simmer this for about half an hour. You can do this for half an hour. In my case, I'm gonna do it for an hour, because I really want the curry flavors to really infuse the chickpeas and give it all of the flavors. Okay, so thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.